Don't want no short man. Don't want no short man. Y'all don't know about that. Y'all don't know about that. Y'all don't know about the damage. Don't want no short man did to kids of my age group. Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. My name is Reese Waters, and I'm troubled. As you guys know, I usually come here and talk to you about politics. I fall on the left side of the aisle, but I'm also a man. And some things supersede politics. And this week, we lost one. Mark Levin says she's evil, diabolical, and gone, to which Megyn Kelly says, I'm sorry you have a micro, Mark Levin, but don't drag the rest of us into your drama. Yeah. A lot of us have been there, Mark Levin. A lot of us have, not me. I ain't never been there. Not public like that. Or private either, but I'm just saying, it's, maybe it was a mistype. It was a text she was sending somebody else. She wrote it again? Damn. Poor Megyn Kelly, an emotionally unhinged, lewd, and petulant wreck. She's completely revealed and destroyed herself. She's everything people say she is, but much worse. Never an intelligent, thoughtful, or substantive comment. Utterly toxic. To which Megyn Kelly says, Micro Mark thinks he has the monopoly on lewd. He tweets about me obsessively in the crudest, nastiest terms possible, literally more than some stalkers I've had arrested. He doesn't like it when women like me fight back because of his micro. Mark Levin got to log off. He got to log off. He got to log off. It's over, dog. It's over, dog. It's over. She didn't say he was short. She said micro. Like, you got a condition. Teeny weeny, shriveled little short man. Don't want no short man. Y'all don't know about that. Y'all don't know about that. Y'all don't know about the damage. Don't want no short man did to kids of my age group. And I don't know what to do. Because y'all know I come from let them fight. We letting them fight in March. Okay? We letting them fight in March. At the same token, do we let Megyn Kelly get away with that? Like, do we let Megyn Kelly get away?
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
You know what I mean? Let them fight make for some strange bedfellows. It really do. I mean, wow. And Megyn Kelly, how would you know? How would you? Because that was always the defense. That was always you. Hey, I am so blessed. There's not a lot of gifts that come with being a nerd. One of the gifts with being a nerd is that as much as the people used to joan on me and tease me and say crazy stuff about me when I was growing up. Nobody ever said that. Nobody ever said that. You know why? Because they didn't want to admit to knowing. They didn't want to admit that all the girls, hey, the little junior high school girls used to talk about me crazy, but they would never say anything that would admit to knowing. Never. I was that untouchable. Hey! Where my nerds at? Where my nerds at? Where my nerds at? Yeah, nobody ever said nothing like that. I ain't never heard nothing like that. But and I'm fortunate enough that once I was grown, that was just never a specific avenue of attack. That's just rolling the dice there. That's just rolling the dice. Or, you could say I pre-selected partners that wouldn't have gone with that. So it's a chicken or the egg thing. I don't know. Like maybe I selected people that wouldn't go with that. But I can tell you this: if I ever heard that, I'm closed off to you forever.
What do you mean by that?
Forever. Hey, if it's any ladies watching that's still out there, y'all still out there, I'm telling you this. Go to that if you want to. Go to that if you want to. But that avenue is closed if I hear that come out your mouth. I ain't signing up for that. I ain't gonna be on the Summer Jam screen. You ain't gonna put me on the Summer Jam screen. No. I have seen enough. I'll react to you like I expected MAGA to react to a new Trump administration.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
No, we good. We good. Now, in the days where, I was a bystander, when I was a bystander for that mode of attack, which I have been often, okay? I grew up in Prince George's County, Maryland. I don't know what it is about Prince George's County, but they used to go there. I don't know if it's something they used to teach kids when they was growing up. That's what you say. They would go there all the time. And your reflexive response in your moment, fumbling for the mouthpiece, is, well, how would you know? That's really the only thing you can, you know what I mean? That's the only thing you can say is how would you know? You know what I mean? So then at least they signed up for that. You know what I mean? They signed up for something. Yeah. They something that went down. It wasn't to your liking, but you signed up to be there. Okay? Ain't like you saw it in gym and you ain't see it in no locker room. You might have seen it in the locker room, but it was after hours. It wasn't during gym.
Oh, no.
Okay? We know how that is. You're only with somebody told. Eugenie says somebody told. Y'all so slick.
Emotional damage.
I'm glad it wasn't no Eugenians in my school. Nobody thought to say that. Because if somebody was out here telling, they could have got me with that. That's risky business, though. Because if it comes back to whoever was telling, now not only do we know we can't trust you, now we know you out here. You know what I mean? Now we know you got the binoculars on You in the locker room with Google Glass in the 90s taking content for the ladies. No, nobody wants to sign up for that. So your only response, Mark Levin, is how would you know? That's all you got. That's the only thing in the bag. That's the only thing in either that. So one thing I have seen a lot of guys go with is, well, ask Susie. She know. Hey, that ain't what your friend said. Blah blah. I've heard that too. Don't do that. Don't do that. And I mean that, and because I try and sit here. I'm here for the kids. At the end of the day, I'm here for the kids. I'm here for the kids. If it's so I talked about if it's any young ladies watching, if it's any young men watching, don't go with that. Don't go. Hey, why don't you add? Don't do that. Don't do that. You know why?
You have to trust your gut.
You have now given whoever that you are referring to the ability to affirm or refute your claim, which is way too much power for you to grant another person about your dignity and manhood. You can't do that. You can't do that because by all means, she could be like, "Oh, she right." She right. I know. That's true because I remember the first time we hooked up, I had to go back home and get one of my science books to try and figure out what was going on. I didn't even know what was going on, and I thought it might have been a condition that I had read about when I was in grade school, and I had to go get one of my science books to figure out what I was looking at. So she right. You don't want that. Good luck with that, Mark Levin. Oh, I also love that Mark Levin called her lewd, and her response was, "You ain't seen lewd yet.
I beg your pardon?
You ain't seen nothing yet." Oh, and I almost forgot. Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly, don't think we didn't see that you had put. He tweets about me obsessively in the crudest, nastiest terms possible. Literally more than some stalkers I've had arrested. Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly. Where they at though? Where they at though? Megyn Kelly. Come on, Megyn Kelly. You put too much dip on your chip. You put too much dip on your chip with that one. Hey, if I was Mark Levin's defense, I would say we ask her to present them, Your Honor. We asking Megyn Kelly to present them, Your Honor. No, just give us one. Just give us who got arrested. Who got arrested for stalking Megyn Kelly? Come on, Megyn Kelly. Come on. I got one. No, it ain't Brit Hume. We just went back and counted. Micro Mark Levin has posted about me over 100 times since November. I've responded a total of 6 times, starting with asking him to tone it down and saying he's going to get someone killed. In response, he amped up his attacks tenfold in the nastiest, most personal, misogynistic, vile terms possible on his show and on X. Fox News allows this. Micro P is obsessed. It's sick. And if anybody knows misogynistic, it's Megyn Kelly. If anybody, that's probably why she most took offense, honestly, is because you taking over her misogynistic corners. What was that about, Mark?
Hey, sorry I missed your call. I was just calling you back to let you know that I love you and I miss you.
Dang, Mark Levin, you more obsessed with Megyn Kelly than she is with Michelle Obama. Well, hey, if that's not what you want, you need to make that clear. He was shooting his shot. No, because Don Lemon said the home situation, when you need to say something.
Rather than dealing with it like a man by making a joke about it, whatever, ignoring it, rushing me back from the plate, he actually ran to the President of the United States. He ran to Donald Trump and had Trump send out a nice tweet about him last night, overnight. And it was a ridiculous tweet for which now the president is getting blowback because he does not have his finger on the pulse of where his party is right now, which is very unusual for Trump. This is very strange. The tweet, and it's very strange that Mark Levin couldn't fight his own battle. But like true pathetic weakling bullies, he's all bark and no bite. As soon as you punch them back, and look, I'm all for taking the high road, and I did try. But after 111 tweets, increasing the security profile in my own life and attacking me in the most vile terms, I think anybody could see that I was entitled to one below the belt punch, right? When they go low, we go micro penis.
I told you she was obsessed with Michelle Obama. I told you that. No, Barack. Right? Michelle ain't say that part. No, Michelle ain't say that part. That was a Megyn Kelly original, or maybe it's a Mark Levin original. I'm not entirely sure.
Far on Mark Levin. I've always loved
He's
him.
the best.
I agree with Sean that he's the great one. I listen to everything he says. I read his books, but he only really likes the true believers. And I've always been just more of a journalist who's like, let me hear both sides. Let me whatever. So I don't think I'm his number one favorite, but I secretly from afar am like a Mark Levin stalker.
Oh, you know what? Megyn Kelly, it's true. You did say you was a fangirl and you was obsessed with it. You said you was obsessed with him. I remember that, Megyn Kelly. You did say that. And yep, and he said he'd been listening to Don Lemon. He said Don Lemon said everything not copacetic in the home. So he said she got a broken home situation, and she said she a fangirl. That was his way of shooting his shot. We used to do that in the playground, Megyn Kelly. Well, if that ain't what you want, you need to make that clear.
Holla, can I holla at you? Can I holla at you? Let me holla, 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 holla.
Well, hey, Mark, don't nobody really be listening to Megyn Kelly like that. Nobody. They let her stay on the air after the Epstein thing, so probably ain't nobody. They probably ain't noticed. I wholeheartedly support Megyn Kelly telling the world that Mark Levin has a micro. It's the most deserved insult, and I don't care if it's vulgar. And Trump's gigantic defense of Levin only enraged the base more. People are done. MAGA destroyed by Micro P Mark Levin. No, it's more underneath that. Oh, look, Micro Mark. They made a whole comic strip. Public Park Forum. What's that? Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, and Candace Owens. Oh, they got a new Time magazine cover. How small are we talking about here? Something weird is going on down there, bud. Megyn Kelly demands answers. Mark Levin's P is so small, not even you'd be interested. I don't like none of this. I don't. Mark Levin. No, your politics is bad enough. Look. How many innocent men going to catch strays because of this discourse? No, I'm glad I'm married. I ain't got to worry about it.
He's right,
Okay, did I say I don't like none of this? I said I don't like none of this. I like one of this. I like one. That was good. That was good. Is it true? Yeah. Same as the original allegation. I ain't going on the record with that one.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Now, Megyn Kelly did say that this was the fallout from Donald Trump coming to Mark Levin's defense. Interesting that would have set all of this in motion. Do I think he wrote it himself? I don't know. It's a lot of words for such tiny hands. Mark Levin, a truly great patriot, is somewhat under siege by other people with far less intellect, capability, and love for our country. Mark is tough, strong, and brilliant, hence the nickname the Great One. Inch. You forgot Inch. They can't edit True Social posts?
Come on now, dog.
He's a true conservative and intellect, far smarter than those who criticize him. But above all, he's a man of great wisdom and common sense who truly loves our country. When you hear others unfairly attack Mark, remember that they are jealous and angry human beings whose sway is much less than the public understands and will, now that they know where I stand, rapidly diminish. Other than for his wonderful wife and family, Mark Levin only cares and wants one thing: greatness and success for America. Those that speak ill of Mark will quickly fall by the wayside, as do the people whose ideas, policies, and footings are not sound. They are not Maga. I am. And Maga includes not allowing Iran, a sick, demented, and violent terrorist regime, to have a nuclear weapon to blow up the U.S., yada, yada, yada. Oh, okay. Got it. That's what you say now. Before, so MAGA was never this. The United States has spent $8 trillion fighting and policing in the Middle East. Thousands of our great soldiers have died or been badly wounded. Millions of people have died on the other side. Going into the Middle East is the worst decision ever made. Yeah. Well. Now, you getting dragged by your own people. It's horrible when you get dragged by your own people for defending the Great 1 Inch. From the Hodge twins, so this is MAGA now. Well, I sense a theme here. You can play a kid's game with this one. Here's another one. This is MAGA. They definitely used some Photoshop on this one. Well, right? You definitely use Photoshop, right? Only the upper right? Now, we did Donald Trump's before. You want to see Mark Levin's before? I would never vote for Trump. Mark Levin.
But wait, there's more.
Shapiro. I will never vote for Donald Trump. Here's why. By Ben Shapiro. So you mean to tell me that Trump kneecapped his own base to appease people that weren't on board in the beginning and stood in front of him, ever attaining power in the first place? Man, I had no idea how big Let 'em Fight was about to go. I ain't even know. I ain't even know. But I can tell you this. They're gonna let the chopper sing on those memes, Mark Levin. They're gonna let the chopper sing on them memes. So you go ahead and enjoy that. Nah, I can't help you with that. I mean, you could maybe do some counter stuff with Megyn Kelly and the trash bags. But then again, they going there's a place they can go with the trash bag when they talking about the micro. You know what I mean? Mark Levin, you're gonna have to change schools, man. You're gonna have to, I've seen this before. You're gonna have to change schools. It's all right. It's not even spring break yet. So you'll be all right. You can finish out crosstown.
It's been a long fight, and I just had to have a warrior spirit.
And you definitely can't ride the bus. I don't care how far away from school you live. You a walker now. You a walker. Don't get on that bus. They gonna tear you up.
I told you not to test me.
Now, Megyn Kelly, I will tell you this. I like what you're putting down in a let 'em fight sort of way. I like what you're putting down. Yeah. No, you challenging Candace when it comes to for MVP, for let 'em fight MVP. You got any more in that bag? Huh? Ben Shapiro been talking spicy.
It's very sad to me as somebody who's known Ben forever and helped make Ben 100%. He became a star on my show, The Kelly File. I'm very sorry to see this happen. And like, there is absolutely no cause to go run around policing the guests on somebody else's show and trying to diminish somebody who is as interesting, but, and I mean this complimentary, benign as Piers Morgan. Piers is not a pernicious force. Piers is an interesting guy who's got an interesting show. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. It's up to you. I think he's really interesting, and I think his interviews are great. But that now we have to get rid of Piers Morgan. So obviously, in Ben's view, Tucker had to go. Clearly, even though he helped build Candace, she had to go. Then I had to go, even though I've had a 15-year friendship with a guy, publicly attacked me. Same thing, not even a text in advance, even though we had a text like literally 4 months or 4 weeks earlier saying, no matter who we're friends with, because he was mad I was friends with Tucker, our friendship means more to us than anything. And we won't do anything to F it up. Next thing I know, I get attacked by him on stage at Turning Point. Now Piers Morgan, like, how many people have to go? Truly, how many people must be culled from the conservative movement in order to make Ben happy? This is ridiculous. And it's not just Ben, all right? There are others who take his lead. Once he calls you an anti-Semite or says you need to be kicked out of, polite society, there are a couple of others. Not a huge amount, I have to say. Ben's numbers are very bad right now. But he's got some influence with some crew. This is so wrong. So good for Piers Morgan for fighting back. I'm completely on Team Piers, and I'm sorry to see Ben going in this direction.
Oh, I see. We got a theme with you. We got a theme with you. Hey, no, stay on that platform. Stay on that. You can do more. You can do more.
It started there. Like, suddenly I'm an anti-Semite. Like, no one can name anything anti-Semitic I've said. I attributed us getting into this war to people like Mark Levin, Ben Shapiro, Miriam Adelson, who definitely paid Trump hundreds of millions of dollars, and this is her number one thing. But it's also, I reported this to you last weekend, my old pal Mark Thiessen of Fox News, and General Jack Keane of Fox News, and Lindsey Graham. I think all three of those are not Jewish people, pushed hard for us to get into this war. Been very critical of Lindsey Graham, who's frothing at the mouth for more death. But Mark and General Keane, I respect and like them both. I disagree with them, and they disagree with me, but that's fine. We can still have disagreements without demonizing the other people. At least I think we can. I can.
Hey, Candace, she coming for you. She coming for you. Oh, hey, we'll ramp it back up. Ramp it back up. I know you got some more in that TP USA bag. You seen what happened with the Arkansas chapter? And Erica Kirk was just over there. Hey, come through with it now. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Y'all hear that?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
It's the unraveling of the Maga coalition. And this month, we letting them fight. So look out for all of that merch hitting thepeoplesgetup.com. Now, this time around, I come to you in the spirit of Unsung. Y'all remember that show on TV One about all the groups that didn't get their just desserts? They were really scraping the barrel by the end of that show. I think they made one on me, my work in the shower. I be singing in the shower. I go by Rishis Watterson. And I got Rishis Watterson. Look out for Rishis Watterson. I think it's season 24. I'm on there.
La-da-dee, la-da-doo, la-da-dum. La-da-dee, la-da-doo, la-da-dum.
Now, last time I sat here, I gave a shout out to all the people whose hard work makes this channel go. But I also want to give a shout out to the research squad. Did you know we have a research squad? Shout out to all of you guys. And if you would like to be a part of it, hit me up at admin@reesewaters.com. But I also want to shout out you, all the people whose actions help propel this channel onto the screens and into the laps of so many people all across America. The people that watch the video all the way to the end, the people that hit the like button, the ones that hit the side of the screen during the premiere, the people that share the videos, all the subscribers, all the members, the people who write comments, and the people that engage with other people in the comment section, as well as the people that follow me on all of my other socials. I'm at Reese Waters on just about everything. There are so many people whose efforts I appreciate that I may not have an opportunity to thank. And just because I haven't already doesn't mean I won't. That goes for you too, Hanukkah Claus. I remember. Greetings to Reese Waters and the Mod Squad and Collected Fam. It's me, Top Cop, aka Hanukkah Claus, the chubby elf of Hanukkah with his reindeer Nala. She's of the culture, sending out holiday greetings and drinking from the glory of my FAFO mug and adorned in my Who Raised Y'all festive tea. It's an honor to tell all who ask regarding these gifts about the good works this channel does, and I know will continue to do. Love to all of you. And right back at you. I want you guys to know how much I appreciate the support, love, and just the time that you guys shower onto this particular channel. And I chose Unsung because coming out of the White House Black History Month with the State of the Union immediately afterwards with no acknowledgement whatsoever, the treatment of Jesse Jackson, and the most notable thing coming from this administration during Black History Month being the Obama memes. I think a lot of us know what it feels like to be unsung. And for us, you got to ask how many years we're going to move this country and remain a ghost. It's like a special kind of magic trick that we do to be the most visible people in the room, the ones that get watched in the corner store, the ones they lock their car doors for, and yet be completely unseen. We're the architects of the culture the world breathes like oxygen, but nobody ever asks who built the house. We're the rhythm in the song everybody's humming, the slang on the tongue of a girl across the ocean who's never met a soul from my neighborhood. Actually, you know what? My neighborhood was pretty milquetoast. I'll be honest. My neighborhood was unseasoned. I'll be honest. Let's go with y'all neighborhood. A woman across the ocean who's never met a soul from your neighborhood. We are the trend, the aesthetic, the vibe. But when the credits roll, our names are written in water. It's like being a foundation. You're under the floorboards, holding up the whole structure, but people walk all over you, dance on you. They feel safe because of you, but they never look down to say thank you. They just admire the view from the window that we helped frame. We've sat in boardrooms where our idea was a suggestion until a man with a different tan said it louder, and then suddenly it was innovation. In fact, I think this administration has been built on dismantling everything Obama did and then putting together something similar, but way worse. I've seen our history tucked into the back of the book, a footnote in a chapter written by someone who wasn't even there. It's exhausting being a masterpiece that everyone wants to own, but nobody wants to credit. But here's the thing about being unrecognized. Just because you don't see the wind doesn't mean it isn't moving the trees. We've been the pulse of this world since the first heartbeat. You can look away. You can keep your eyes fixed on the ceiling. You can pretend the light just happened to turn on by itself. But we all know who flipped the switch. We've always known. We see you.